Om Shanti. 7th March 2019, Thursday. The blessing. May you be merciful and finish any upheaval of mine and yours by letting your feelings of mercy emerge. May you be merciful and finish any upheaval of mine and yours by letting your feeling of mercy emerge. From time to time, so many souls are caught up in waves of sorrow. When there is slightest upheaval of nature, when there are calamities, so many souls suffer and ask for mercy. When you hear the call of such souls, let your feelings of mercy emerge. Adopt your worship-worthy, merciful form. Make yourself complete, and this world of sorrow will finish. Now spread the wave of good wishes for transformation at a fast speed, and the upheaval of mine and yours will finish. So Baba is hinting towards the forthcoming upheavals in the world. For example, if a calamity comes, what happens? Calamity? There is a sudden calamity. What happens? What happens to the minds? For example, there is a flood, or volcano, or earthquake, a very big earthquake suddenly. What happens? At the physical level, at the mental level, and at the spiritual level. If you see at all the three levels, there is disturbance. Physical, one may remain unhurt, but mentally, anxiety, fear, phobia, some concern, deep concern, causing intense stress and tension, insecurity. So many things happen. And even spiritually, his spiritual stage shakes. If there is a devastating earthquake, for example, where you see that so many are suffering, when you see that others are having problems, they are suffering, you feel that pain and one suffers. So, any natural calamity does affect the psychology. So Baba is saying, the souls would be caught up in the waves of sorrow, and there would be sorrow. Why sorrow? Why sorrow? In calamities, somebody has died. Near and dear ones are injured. Somebody is lost. They are searching their relatives. You know, if you had visited any place where there is a natural calamity, you will find there on the boats many posters of people, and below it's written missing. And the whole board is filled with names, phone numbers, call numbers, lifeline number, and so many things. And people are just searching their relatives here and there. whenever there is a devastating natural calamity. So many people are lost, some are injured, properties are damaged, cities are overthrown, trees are uprooted, houses are flooded, roads are broken, communication is hampered, and you are as if in the no man's land. Hospitals, there is a rush and there is overflooding patients, there is scarcity of doctors, medical help. And then, so whenever natural calamity happens, many things happen. Many things. The entire atmosphere is one of fear. And then on another side, the security personnel are saving the lives, rescuers. And then there is another group of people, thieves. Thieves. During any natural calamities, two tendencies of humankind come up. The first, the goodness, the mercy. You will find hundreds and hundreds of people have walked from different areas to help. They are providing help. They are helping with food, clothings, and they are having stalls, and they are giving everything, warm clothes and everything. Whatever is possible. On one side there is a huge chunk of people who have come there to help. On another side, the worst nature of the human being come out. And that is thieves, greed. They are rampant. The dead bodies, you will see, there is a dead body lying and person is cutting the bangle or ornaments. Or during that Uttarakhand tragedy in 2013, the rescuer teams have gone up and they were rescuing people. But there were two sadhus and they refused to come down. They said, no, we will stay here only, we will not go. But then they were forced to come because everything was getting flooded. So when they were forced, the army personnel found that they have 2 bags and they were full of all ornaments and stolen material. So the worst nature of the human being come out. So tragedies you see, this calamities you see 2 things, the best and the worst. So Baba is saying, when such thing would happen, souls would be caught up in the waves of sorrow. They would be sorrow because your relatives you are not seeing. You don't know what has happened to your relatives. You know that they had gone to this particular place and now there is a calamity there. Now whom to contact, whom to ask? Very difficult. Very, very difficult. There is anxiety in the air, fear, insecurity. Everybody is just running helter-kelter. So all the system is thrown out of order. So that's why there is a wave of sorrow. So Baba is saying, whenever there is the slightest upheaval of nature, this is, just imagine only one element, for example water, in the form of flood or tsunami comes, there is so much upheaval. Just imagine if all the 5 elements come together and wreak havoc, what will happen to humankind? There is earthquake at the same time, lightning at the same time, there is torrential rain at the same time. You will see there is fire, wind blowing and cloud bursting and so many things together. So there would be definitely a huge upheaval, and that is going to come in future. A time is going to come where one will face all such things. Nature These 5 elements, they are not going to stay calm. They will create a wholesome devastation, widespread damage, and such sabotage that humankind has never seen. Apocalypse, Holocaust, many names are given. So, during this period, souls would be in sorrow, and they will suffer, and they will ask for mercy. And during that period, what is your duty? When you hear the call of such souls, let your feelings of mercy emerge. So what will have to have that time? The feeling of mercy, Rahm. Adopt your worship-worthy merciful form. Baba is saying, adopt this form of yours. Make yourself complete, sampanna. And the world of sorrow will become sampanna, finish. The word sampanna has 2 meanings here in Hindi. One is that you make yourself sampanna means complete, full, not finish. Another sampanna means the world will finish. So sampanna has 2 meanings. One is to become complete, another is to get finished. So if you make yourself complete, then the world of sorrow will finish. Now spread the wave of good wishes for transformation at a fast pitch, and the upheaval of mine and yours will finish. That also upheaval occurs during calamities. This is yours, this is mine. That house is yours, this house is mine. Mine is damaged, yours is not damaged. All such things start. And then there is as I said, thieves are there, and then there are people who are not thieves, but then they take other person's belongings and they go, because nobody is seeing. So the worst of the human nature comes out, and the best of the human nature also comes out. Somebody may try to save somebody may try to save his own life at the stake of somebody else's life. So everything happens. So in overall, the picture is one of sorrow. There are tears in the eyes, there is suffering, there is fear, there is insecurity, there is anxiety, there is stress, there is tension, there is worry, there is concern, and there are complaints, and there are blame games. Government is not doing anything. Where are they? What is government doing? Why do we pay the taxes? And so there would be one wave of complaints. So you will see mingled emotions, myriads of different things happening at the same time. And then there are people who get to know that yes, we have definitely lost our beloved ones, and there is sorrow. And then another side, what is the compensation from the government? So there are so many things happen during natural calamities. So a spiritually minded person, unless and until he is deeply grounded in spirituality, comes in confusion, comes to sorrow himself in the stage of upheaval. So one must know all of these things that can happen in future. And the most important thing today Baba is saying is, be merciful. So now how to be merciful? How to be merciful, how to show compassion, how to have that feeling of sympathy and empathy. What one should do in order to become merciful. First of all, what are the different souls towards whom we have to show mercy? First, oneself. The greatest mercy you have to show is on yourself. Second, neighboring souls, those who are around you. And then all the Brahmin souls. Though the mercy word is not very good, But yes, you have to have that cooperation, and then worldly souls, and then suffering souls, and then those specially suffering souls. In today's Sakar Murli Baba said, if some soul is suffering, you have to give that soul current. And for that, stay awake at night. Just as Baba gives current, you also give current to those souls. Because they are very good souls. They are Brahmin souls, and suppose somebody is having some disease, some illness, some physical problem, stay awake, because there is need of Sakash, power during that period. Darkar of power. So give current, give Sakash, give vibrations to that soul by staying awake. It takes effort, but you have to do it. That's what Baba said. That's from today's Sakar Murli. Take current from Baba and give current to that soul. And only those who take current from Baba, they receive current. Only those who remember Baba, they are remembered by Baba, otherwise not. So two things. One, to remember Baba, so that Baba remembers us. Another is to give current. So these are the two different processes. Baba elaborated them in today's Murli a lot. So, souls on whom we have to show mercy. Now, how to be merciful? That is another question. What should we do to show mercy? Oneself should be detached before one shows mercy. A doctor has to be detached from the patient. Otherwise, if the patient cries, doctor will sit together with the patient and start crying. Who will treat? Because patient is in so much sorrow. Patient is suffering so much. So I can't see the suffering. Let me also cry with you. So, detachment. Then, how to be merciful? For merciful, you have to forgive souls. To show mercy to those souls who have not done good to you, you have to forgive souls. One. Then you have to give them second chance. No matter what they have done, they still deserve second chance. Then you have to be good to them, have patience with them, tolerate them. Tolerate their stupidities. Tolerate their idiosyncrasies. Tolerate their quirks. Tolerate their particular eccentric nature, oddities. Tolerate their whimsical attitudes, their moody nature, their unpredictable personalities. Because you will find such things. Difficult, tough people around you who are highly unpredictable, highly sensitive. You never know what will happen to them. Anytime they can get upset. Anytime they are so sensitive, you do not know after 1 hour they will be happy or unhappy with you. Anytime they will target, anytime they will blame you. And if you answer back, then they will start blaming themselves. And there is a two-way. Either BG or SV. Blame game or self-victimization. On one side, blaming others. But if they are told, no, you are to be blamed, so reverse, they start blaming themselves. It's very tough situations. This is very common with HSPs. All HSPs behave in this manner. HSP is highly sensitive persons. There's a group of persons who are HSPs. So they will usually blame others. But the moment they are said even one thing, they will not feel bad if they blame others. For the slightest mistake, they will blame others. But if the same thing is done to them, immediately they will self-victimize. Totally, they will start blaming themselves inside too much. And then you feel bad that they are blaming themselves because of you. So it's a very tough situation. These are unpredictable personalities. You never know when their mood would change. Sometimes they will shower so much love, and then another side, they will be angry. two things together. So, show mercy. What should be our attitude towards such people? Mercy. Neutral. Detached. Because no matter what you do, you still will become a target. If you talk, still there is a problem. If you don't talk, still there is a problem. There is a husband and there is a wife, and the wife is unhappy with the husband. Why? He decides, let's settle down things together. And they sit together, and all discussion ultimately results in further damage to the relationship. So then he decides, no, let me not talk now. And then she again blames. Why? Because you are not talking. So if you talk, there is a problem. If you don't talk, there is a problem. So, deep human psychology. There is a fight between husband and wife. So husband goes out and he thinks he's angry and he thinks that she's wrong. By afternoon in the office he thinks, no, okay, after all, I was also at fault. By evening he thinks, I was only at fault. While coming home, he thinks, I will go and ask her pardon. And by the time he reaches home, he feels, she is so good, she is always nice. It is I who is at fault. And then when he goes to her, they fight again. It's so complex and so intricate and so difficult sometimes. That's how the mind behaves. Unpredictable. So, first of all, one has to come out of this circle. This is the vicious cycle of blame game and self-victimization. Playing the victim card. Come out of this. So mercy means this, to neutralize both of these things. We don't have to blame others, we don't have to blame ourselves also. Because blaming oneself too much, we are not showing mercy towards oneself. We have to forgive ourselves also. We are forgiving the whole world, but I have not forgiven myself for the sin I have committed. How can I progress ahead? I should forgive myself. Then only I can progress ahead. What should one do to show mercy? To be good, to give them second chance, to forgive them, to let go of their faults and their failings, to overlook their mistakes. Don't keep them in the mind. Don't keep on counting the number of mistakes they have committed. Don't entertain any grudge for those souls. Accept them. Yeah, this is very good, very important thing. Actually, if we analyze ourselves, we have not accepted many souls. We have rejected them. We have not accepted them. Because accepting them hurts our ego. That's why we have not accepted them. But we need to accept each and every soul of this drama is wonderful. Every soul has its own part. So you cannot expect every soul to become great yogi or jnani. You cannot expect every soul to follow Srimad 100%. Every soul has its own capacity. You cannot expect everyone to understand you. In fact, nobody ever will understand you. You have to understand them. So Baba is saying, show mercy. It's for those souls he is showing who are in calamity. Those who are definitely suffering. But for such soul, everybody shows mercy. But for those who are around, it's tough to show mercy towards them. So doing good to those who hurt you, forgiving them, those who have insulted you, to have good wishes for those who oppose you and criticize you. All these things, to help them, to be kind to them, to build the bridge of love. The biggest bridge is this bridge of love. Unless and until you build this bridge of love, hearts should be connected with bridge of love. At present, there is a hatred that is flowing from one heart to another heart. So build the bridge of love and value relationships or rules, giving more importance to relationships. We often say that the most important thing in the Brahmin life, whose value is 1 crore, is your stage. And then 1 lakh is your relationships. And then 1,000 seva or service. Service will come back, but the person may not come back. You see that somebody has done some damage in the service, some loss. You had given him some cash, and which has been collected from all the students, and that person lost it. And you start blaming and abusing and scolding that person because he lost it, he did by mistake. So he will go away. He will never come back. We have not realized something, that things are not as important as people. Persons are more important than objects and things, and even seva. Seva will come back, but that person will never come back, whom you scolded, whom you chided. So that person is hurt. Even more important than is the stage. So give the highest priority to the stage of the mind, stage of the soul. The second, relationships, and then service. There's a huge program and you find somebody has done some damage. And it is our natural tendency that we don't want anything of Baba's thing should be wasted. But somebody has done it. But then when you do something to him, there is one way to explain him, that is another thing. But your way of explaining is more of a dictator or as a boss. So that person will go away. So it's difficult to say whether you have done service or disservice. So always first stage, then relationship, and then comes the service. Om Shanti.